think he knows what he's doing. He was in Bowling Green. It took,
He's had the same plan everywhere he's been, and he's made it work. Fordham, his first head coaching job, he was 0-11 his first year. They won the third year. Richmond, same thing. 2 losing seasons, won the third year. Bowling Green, same thing. And Richmond won the national championship the year after he left,
right,
with his guy.
Yeah.
And then at Bowling Green, they won the MAC. And then that got him the Wake Forest job, and he won the third year after 2 3-9
Yeah.
With 7 wins 2 years ago, 8 wins last year. 8 certainly doable this year, maybe 9 if the ball rolls their way once or twice.
Well, talk about the game last year and down the road here at Bank of America. You were on that field for that game.
Well, that was probably as fun a game as I've had the privilege to be on the sidelines for. I think maybe even more fun was the game at Syracuse last year where Wake was down 21. They were down 17 at halftime. And Wake Forest team that couldn't get 2 yards rushing 2 years before scored 40 points in the second half and came back and won. That was maybe the best locker room I've ever been in, aside from the Carolina Hurricanes after they won the Stanley Cup in 06. So just to see the faces of the players and to see what they have gone through or had gone through the previous couple of years was gratifying to see.
That's great. Well, talk about the National Sports Writers Association. You guys have a cool banquet. You get all the cool sportscasters. I think
we don't let the ones who aren't
cool
come.
Jim Nance there once. Yeah.
Well, he's actually been 5 times.
Yeah.
As a 5-time National Sports Writer of the Year. So what we do, we honor sports media for excellence. Our members elect Hall of Famers, a National Sportscaster and Sports Writer of the Year, a State Sportscaster and Sports Writer of the Year from 49 states plus these. And typically we'll get 50 to 70 of them come to now Winston-Salem. We do a big 3-day awards weekend. We do both educational and celebratory events. And this year we had Wake Forest University put on a sports medicine summit. And we had some of their team doctors and athletic trainers and EMTs and interactive stuff showing how they spine board somebody if they have a possible spinal or neck injury. Concussion protocol. What are the actual steps they take with a player who may have a head injury? Things like that were very worthwhile, I think, for all of us who talk about that.
Yeah.
And then our awards banquet, which we did on the floor of Joel Coliseum, where Wake plays basketball. It was a lot of fun. We had 320 people there. Kevin Harlan, Dick Weiss, Tom Boswell, Washington Post, and then 45 or so of our state winners were there.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it looked like it's kind of like the Oscars for sports media, or the ESPYs.
Oh, the ESPYs last night. So you've been around here all day, the last couple of days. What are your takes on media day here in Charlotte?
I remember when it was 5 radio stations on Radio Row, and now to look around and see what. 33 dozen maybe.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool. I know the coaches sometimes dread it because it's a lot of talking before a game has been played. But it's fun to hear, the take, and I think it gets us into the mindset to get ready for football in 6 weeks.
Exactly. So speaking of 6 weeks, Wake Forest plays Tulane, and then I'm coming down to see you guys because Towson plays you guys. So and I asked one of you guys yesterday, and I asked him, was it hard to take on Towson? You never played him before, and but Dave Holston probably played him when he was in the CA, but that was Gordy Combs' time. Gordy was there, but now it's Rob Ambrose. So it's going to be a difficult challenge for you guys because they haven't faced a team like a CA opponent except for Delaware.
I think it's probably the same thing. Opening game you haven't played. I played Tulane at home 2 years ago, but it's a different team. That was first game for a new coach. Now he's in his 3rd season. And,
right.
We'll see if they turn it around. And anytime you start on the road, it's difficult. But then Wake has one of the weirdest schedules I've ever seen. So open on the road in New Orleans, and then they do not leave the state of North Carolina in either September or November.
Oh wow!
So 5 straight home games after the opener, then a week off, then back-to-back flights to Florida State and Louisville.
Yep.
And then the road games in November are at NC State and at Duke. So those are both hour-and-a-half drives.
Oh, okay.
So the schedule sets up well.
And they should do well and hopefully get to keep it going.
But then the other part is you have 4 games in a row, Notre Dame, I think you have Rice after, but then Notre Dame and then Clemson, Louisville, Florida State.
Yeah. And then you got Rice in between, so it's like,
So we'll see what happens. And, NC State on the road is always difficult for Wake. Duke is always a good game one way or another. Syracuse, they've had good luck the last couple of years. They've beaten them. They had not won a game in the Carrier Dome until last year, that 40-point second-half comeback. So I'm interested to see if they can take it one level higher than last year.
Yeah, and when Notre Dame comes to town, it's the first time Notre Dame's been to Wake Forest.
Second time.
They
were there in, I want to say, 2013.
No. Were you part of that game?
I was on the sidelines.
What was that experience?
Great atmosphere. It was a night game. A lot like the Florida State game for Wake last year. It was a game they could have won. They played Notre Dame toe-to-toe. You almost wish they played the very next year. I think they played 2 years later.
Right.
So this will be the return trip. Wake's defense did not play well at Notre Dame last year. They were able to put up some points against Notre Dame last year, move the ball well. If there's a year to beat Notre Dame, I think this might be it.
Well, Dave, I hope to talk to you more throughout the year. Because we do our show on Wednesday night, and I don't know if you're available Wednesday nights, but we'll try.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Falls are busy for me, because I also teach a class at Wake.
Oh, okay. Well, we can tape it anytime you want to do it, and we'll do it. So.
Happy to do it.
Thanks, Dave. We'll be right back here on the sports desk.
Okay, Dwayne, we're going to try it once more. Just remember now, introduce yourself and read what's on the paper in front of you. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, fine. Dwayne Stomp, Substance Abuse Awareness Campaign. This is take 9. Dwayne, that's your cue.
Oh, right. Anytime you're ready.
We're ready, Dwayne. Dwayne, go.
Oh, hi. This is Dwayne Stomp of Blacktooth. Kids, when you drink and drive...
No, Dwayne. No, cut. It's not when you drink and drive.
Oh, right. Let me do it again.
Yeah, good idea. This is Dwayne Stomp, PSA, take 10.
Hi, this is Dwayne Stomp. When I drink and drive, I'll...
Cut, Dwayne. Dwayne, this spot is supposed to be against driving intoxicated.
What?
Never mind.
All right, folks, welcome back to the ACC kickoff here. We have Don Munson with us, the voice of the Clemson Tigers, who originally one of the regulars on the sports college football tonight on Herbert FM Radio. So, Don, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Just talk about, and you got Coach right next to us. So, let's talk about him as a person and a father, and he seems like he's a cool dude to work around with.
Oh, he's the best, and he's exactly what you see on television. All the stuff when you see him, after the game, and be excited, but away from the football field, just as like you said, he kind of is a husband and father. He's the perfect example, really, for all of us. Clemson's very blessed to have him here as our head football coach.
Well, let's talk about the quarterback position, because that's what everybody's talking about today. Kelly Bryant, I think, should be the number one guy no matter what until he loses, the job. I think that's what quarterbacks do. If you don't do well, you bring in the second guy.
Yeah, well, that's Coach Sweeney is going to tell every kid. No one's guaranteed anything. You got to go out there and earn it. But and I'm on record. I think that Kelly's going to start every game in 2018. I really do. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence behind him is a great talent. There's another kid on campus, Chase Bryce, who no one is talking about. He will play some this season as well. So they got 3 quarterbacks, obviously, that they can win with. But Kelly. He goes 12-2 last year as a first-time starter. Did some pretty good things at quarterback, and I think with all the kind of the pressure behind him, I think he'd do a great job this season for Clemson.
Hey, you do everything there at Clemson. You do football, basketball, you even do baseball. Mm-hmm. What other sports do you broadcast besides those 3?
Well, I actually do a little bit of soccer work, both men's and women's soccer, for what will become the ACC network right now, ESPN3 stuff. So I do a little bit. I've done some volleyball as well, and I love doing all of it. To be perfectly honest with you, we have softball will be starting up in 2020, so I don't know if I'm going to get involved in that or not. But if they ask me to do that, then something would be on on board doing that. But do the radio shows for both Coach Sweeney and Coach Brownell, and basketball and television shows and all that kind of stuff. It's the best job on campus, I can tell you that.
Well, talk about baseball real quick. Seth Beers, getting drafted by the Astros. I saw him in Aberdeen a month ago when he was with the Tri-City.
Hitting the cover off the baseball.
Yeah, he's doing better now. Yeah. But at the time he just started, it was his first week in pro ball. How difficult is somebody who plays college baseball switching over to wooden bats, and you have to do a whole changeover, because a lot of these players don't play with wooden bats during the summer or any league?
I think it can be certainly a transition. Seth has handled it pretty well because he's already been bumped up in the inside the Astros organization. So, but the biggest thing I think with all that is my belief that Seth actually saw better pitching when he was playing in the Atlantic Coast Conference, particularly on the weekends when we were in conference games, than necessarily that he was seeing in low A, or even now that he's been moved up to high A. I really do believe that just because you take even a look at Major League Baseball players now, it's around 65, 68% of all these players that are making it to the bigs play college ball. Mm-hmm. So that includes pitching staffs as well. So I just think that the pitching is just so good in the Power 5 leagues, but particularly like the ACC and the SEC. That the switch to the wooden bat, I knew wasn't going to be any big thing for Seth.
Yeah, I heard something today. One of these media people talking to me. They said about Dabo Sweeney kicking Jimbo Fisher out of the ACC. I don't think that really happened. I think Jimbo left because somebody gives you more money. Don, seriously, if somebody gives you 10 years, $175 million. Will you?
Yeah, if you're guaranteed $7.5 million for 10 years, I think most of us are going to jump.
Yeah, I'll be gone.
No doubt. But, it's nothing against Florida State with what I'm about to say, but I think there's actually, just because of the facilities, the money that is available at Texas A&M, I think that Coach Fisher looked at that and said, you know what, maybe it is time for me to, maybe I've gotten a little stale in Tallahassee. It's time for me to go try to take on something new.
Yeah, I think that's true, because if you've been there for a long time, because we have the NFL team at home, the Ravens, and John Harbaugh has been there for close to 10 years, and I think they need to do a little mix-up, because his message is probably getting stale. Because it's probably good in the first couple of years, but by the time 5-6 years down the road, it's like the same old song and dance.
Well, here we say that, and the man right over to our left is, he took over the interim role in 2008.
And he was, in the bowl game he played down the street when they played against, I think it was South Florida, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, South Florida in 2010 lost that game to South Florida in 2010. So he's been at Clemson though since 2003. We're hoping that he doesn't get stale. I think that winning certainly solves a lot of ills. It serves a lot of ills, among the fan base. It generates revenue. It helps with coaching staffs and all that.
Yeah, and plus that golf cart he gave Tim, I would love to have a golf cart. Yeah, that was
no doubt.
Yeah, that golf cart was barely spiffy. I maybe want to ask him later if I could get a golf cart like that. Drive around the dealership like that.
No, it's spectacular.
Road ready, and I don't have a car. But I have my own car, but it would cut the miles down.
There you go.
Yeah, so. Sounds like you had a great summer, because I have you on Instagram and you guys went on vacation. And
just got back from vacation last week, as a matter of fact. Wife, been married to for 34 years. We have one child, and we've been going to the same place down in Dunedin, Florida for about the last 8 years. My wife has some family that's there in the area, so we're allowed to visit with them as well. But we've recharged the batteries, and this week kind of starts to let's go. Let's get after it.
And your daughter has special needs, right?
Yeah, she has muscular dystrophy and also has autism.
Okay.
So she will be 27 next month. When she was first diagnosed with all that, we were told that she was one of maybe 10 children in the entire world with that dual diagnosis of that. But she's been an absolute dream. I mean, just a great child. And I tell all my buddies, there are advantages to having a special needs kid. Like, I never have to worry about her driving, never have to worry about her dating, which means I never have to worry about her standing up in front of the whole world and say she loves some other guy more than her daddy.
Yeah.
So there are some advantages to it.
Well, just talk about her being a young lady. She with the special needs, and she's doing great.
She's doing great. She'll be, like I said, she'll be turned 27. She operates on about the level of a second grader or a third grader from that standpoint. She can read and write. She still has the ability to walk. She can talk.
Yeah.
So she knows how to express her needs to us and all that kind of stuff. But she has her routine, and she's shown me, she's opened up doors for us, for both my wife and myself, to be able to share our faith and just to help others out. We're heavily involved with the Muscular Dystrophy Association there in the upstate and also in western North Carolina, and have gotten involved in fundraising for them over the years, and that's been a real blessing to our lives to see that done. My wife became an autism therapist because of our child, and actually did that for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
She was actually South Carolina's autism therapist of the year back in 2002. So we've had some. There have been some. It's not all bad. Believe me, there's been more good than bad because of it.
Because I have a friend who has he has an autistic child, and in Maryland, where I am, they don't have the schools for him, so they had to send him down to Montgomery County, and that's where Montgomery County is around DC. He's down there in some camp, and he's doing a great job. And it's hard. It's trying to understand autistic children.
It's stressful. I mean, it's extraordinarily stressful on parents. Obviously, the child itself, and obviously there's varying degrees of autism as well. So, but no, it can be very, very stressful. Unfortunately, statistics show that husbands and wives, when they have an autistic child, more often than not, will end up divorced. So we'd like to see that change. Again, we've been blessed. My wife and I have been married for 34 years, and we're about to break ground on the first home that we're ever building together. We'll do that next month.
Oh, that's cool.
But we're doing it all handicap accessible for our daughter and that kind of stuff. So something that we've been needing to do and finally are going to do.
Yeah, I'm dating a young lady who has, what your daughter has, and it's really hard to see her trying. She does a great job, and I'm trying to encourage her to keep going, be positive, because it's hard, her father, is a good guy, and a lot of people just don't want to take time to learn. And then me, I want to learn. I want to say, what do you need me to do? What do you want me to help you?
You see somebody that has special needs, and it doesn't have to be autism or muscular dystrophy. I think a lot of us see somebody with special needs, and we don't know their world, and we don't know necessarily how to react to that. But they're just like all the rest of us.
They're God's children.
Like all of us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Don, I hope she does well. God bless. And we'll say a prayer for her and all that stuff. And I hope to talk to you more throughout the football season.
Always indeed.
Enjoy, Coach Sweeney for the last couple hours.
Oh, no doubt. Will do. All right.
Thank you so
Good to
much.
see you, brother.
We'll be right back.
We'll do it one more time, and remember, say don't do drugs, and if you must drink this holiday weekend, don't drive. You got it?
I told you I got it.
Fine. Dwayne Stomp, PSA, take, 11.
Hi, I'm Dwayne Stomp telling you, if you do drugs this weekend, don't drive.
Wrong again, Dwayne. It's don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
That's what I said.
No, it's not. It's not even close to what you said.
You come in this booth, I'll show you how close it was, Sherlock.
We're going to do it again, Dwayne. Say don't